Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. My name is Tara. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. You know you're already part of the what? Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. And I'm laughing because this is my fourth time recording this video. Change is been interesting. If you're new here, and you like what you see, go ahead and like the video, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you. I do digital budgeting. I'm a single budgeter. I use Google Sheets to budget. I accidentally deleted my entire yearly budget that I had created, and I went on Etsy and found this girl's budget. Her name is Hey A Marie. She'll be linked down in below in the description if you want to check out her budgets. They're okay. So far, I'm having a struggle trying to figure them out, but as I figure them out, I feel like I'm going to be fine. And I feel like just setting them up initially is what's causing me to be really slow. But being that this is the fourth time I'm doing this is the second time I'm doing this with a budget by Paycheck. The first time I tried to budget this out on my monthly budget, not recommend. Do not recommend. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend. So I bought her budget by Paycheck. This is getting better. So everything's already filled out. The first time I recorded this, I did it with y'all, but we ain't got it. I'll just walk y'all through it. So this is the start sheet. Makes sense. You start here. Okay, so budget spreadsheet. And what you do is, I'm going to make this, let me see if I can make this slightly bigger. This is how I lost myself last time. On the start sheet, you can change the currency to whatever currency you are. I'm using US dollars, but you can change it to like pounds or whatever. And then categories, you have income savings, income savings, bills, expenses, and debt. So you go in and you fill out these categories. Like I wrote all these in on the start sheet. So pay 1, 2, 3. I usually have 2 paychecks because I'm a bi-weekly budgeter. But this month I took my last June paycheck and incorporated it with my July budget. So I put paycheck 1, 2, 3, miscellaneous transfers. They give you so many slots. So if you have like a side hustle 1, Etsy, YouTube, you can add all of that. Savings, I have my humble home, extra emergency fund money, health savings fund, health sinking fund, emergency fund, sinking fund, beauty sinking funds, household sinking funds, Navy Federal, bank, and buffer, right? And then in bills, I have mortgage, gym, cell phone, water, car insurance, electric, internet, KineMaster security, security equipment, trash, sewer, and again, buffer. And then expenses, I have gas. This time I chose to write them out because I have the room, because normally I just call them my cashless envelopes. If you're new here, I do cashless envelopes where I put how much I know I'm going to spend in each category into a cashless envelopes account. And then I use my credit card for everything and then pay everything back on my credit card. So gas, groceries, self-care allowance. Then I have a Poshmark, mommy's birthday, boss's birthday, B-day lunch, boss's Mountain Dew. This is like a separate little gift. So you can add expenses like if you know them. I think here will slowly get larger, and depending on what month it is, I might update and change these or take away. This is just where I'm starting for the month of July as I learn the system. And debt, I have the car payment and debt, student loans, Home Depot credit card, Saver credit card, Merit credit card, Capital One, Discover credit card. Please be advised, if you're new here, there's not money on all of these credit cards. They're just credit cards that I own that I like to keep track of. So moving to the next. So there is a worksheet that comes with it as an extra priority worksheet. I literally have not even tried to work that out at all. So let's go to the log. Log is important because I learned that the log has everything to do. You're going to fill in everything you spent and it will automatically fill to your paycheck. So here's my paycheck number 1. Okay, so this is July paycheck number 1, you guys. And I've already filled this out because I did this already, but I'll walk you through it. It says my budget, and then it says the overview from June 30th to July 13th because I get paid every 2 weeks, and this is my 2-week span for this first paycheck. The next paycheck will come on July 14th. You didn't fill anything up here, and if you had a rollover, you could click that and do a rollover, but I don't have a rollover amount, so I'm not clicking that. Then what happens is you can fill in anything in the plan section, but you don't fill anything in the actual. So what I planned for was 420, and my actual is 1426, and we'll go over that in a moment. And then my humble home, I plan to put 150 extra because it's an extra check. I put 200 extra for emergency fund. My Helsinki fund normally gets 15. My emergency fund normally gets 15. Beauty gets 15. Household get 15, and Navy Federal usually gets $1. And I just left the buffer there in both spots. Now, as far as bills go, I listed all my bills, but only a few are due. I'm going to use the next two paychecks in July to pay for the mortgage and the car payment, which is over here. But I listed it anyway. So the gym would get 40, cell phone would get 102, water would get 40.18, car insurance would get 146.85. Those were the bills that were due up until the fourth. This actually was doing the 14th, but up until the 13th. So those are the only ones I focused on for that paycheck. As far as expenses, I put my gas gets 80, groceries gets 120, self-care gets 70, allowance gets 50, Poshmark gets okay. So I knew I was going to spend 27 getting pillows for Poshmark. My mother's birthday, me and my sisters, there's four of us, so we came together and found like a $60 gift, and we put $50 gift, and we put $15 each. No, $60, $15 each. My boss's birthday is on Monday, so we knew we're getting $25. Again, four of us, $25 each for a gift card for $100, and then we're having a birthday lunch for her, so I'm putting $20 in, and I had to get Mountain Dew for her, which is $10. I think this is actually going to be less than this, though. Probably shouldn't even include this in my budget because it's going to come out of the credit card, but I should have paid this on my card. But anyway, moving right along. Debt, car payment. I'm not putting anything to the car payment yet. That'll be on the next two paychecks in July. Student loans are a whole right now. There's nothing on my Home Depot card, nothing on my Sarah One card, nothing on the Merit card. Capital One, we pay as we go. Once we reconcile and discover, it's $50. Okay, so I hope that all made sense to you guys. Now you're like, Tara, how did these fill in? These are formulas. If you can tell, they're a whole formula up here. So you don't want to type over them. That's where the log becomes important. So when I'm going through my bank, like I'm going through my bank with you guys, this is where the log becomes important. Just ignore this line because this line didn't work. So it's not reflected anywhere. I don't know what's happening with that line. I'm not going to worry about it. So this is where our check starts. So we got 1423.26, and you'll see I put it down here because the first line didn't work. This is paycheck number 1 from June 30th. You can actually leave transactional detail notes, which I really like because, I used to do my little note section. So this is going to be that for me. So paycheck 1 is 1423.26. Perfect. That came out. And once I logged it here as income and subcategory of paycheck 1, it auto-filled itself into my budget for paycheck number 1 of income for 423.26, which is kind of cool, but it took me a while to understand. So let's head back to the top and let's see what else came out of the bank because you guys were not here for that. So there's $27 that went to Poshmark stuff, pillows for Poshmark, and there's the $27. There's $25 after that, which was for the boss's birthday gift card I sold to my coworker. Then we have $200 that went to the extra emergency fund in savings was the category. We have $150 that went to my humble home in savings. We have these $15 are for the sinking funds. So you'll see them here, 15, 15, 15, and 15. And that's savings. And that's health sinking fund, emergency fund, sinking fund, beauty, and household sinking fund. And then, and I realized after the fact that if you don't fill out every single part of this, it doesn't calculate over to the spreadsheet. So some of them I had like no subcategory and it wasn't moving over. So you have to make sure everything is filled out. So then we go to $320. $320 is actually the cashless envelope. So 80 plus 120 plus 70 plus 50 is $320, if you can see it down here. And that's gas, grocery, self-care, and allowance. So that was moved. And then $200 was, I don't know. Oh, I moved $200. Well, I do know. Household sinking fund. So this was for Sam's Club, purchase bulk toiletries. And actually, I was going to go this weekend, but I realized I'm going to wait and see when Sam's Club has a lot of like the body wash and all that on sale and go then. God willing, it'll be sometime in July because right now they're got patio stuff on sale. But I put an extra $200 in my household fund to cover that when I pay that. Then I actually got 4 cents of interest. So I put that to income and miscellaneous subcategory. The gym person, my gym instructor, $40. So the gym actually came out and there's gym. July Zumba is paid for. I love this little note section. And then my sister, I sent her the $15. That was from Mother's Day. And then she'll send it over to my other sister who ordered the gift, which is such a cute little blanket with our faces, and it's cute. And then you'll see, what is this? Oh, this $15. Okay, and then 101.41 was for my phone bill under bills, and 146.85 was for the insurance. I told y'all this came down to the bottom. I had to switch where it was. 146.85 for bills for car insurance. Call these people and see why it's so high. I love this little area. So there were things that I was very confused about. And as you go back to my actual budget, all of that filled in. You'll see the miscellaneous under the money, the paycheck filled in, under savings, the 150 filled in as actual, 200 filled in as actual, 50, all of these filled in as actual. Bills, this filled in as actual, and then the ones that actually haven't come out, because y'all know, if you're not new here, you know that my water bill is automatic payment. So when we close out the budget, then we'll fill that in on the log as an actual. And then I figured this out after the fact, but I'll show y'all what I did. And then all of the gas, groceries, all of that stuff, the parchment, everything filled in actual. I haven't done the birthday lunch yet, and I haven't done the I did buy the Mountain Dew, but it's on a different receipt, which I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, because that one's gonna confuse me, because it's gonna be on like, and you know what I should do? This is what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? I'm going to transfer. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be the groceries. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, hold on a second, y'all. Hold on, uno momento. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, and I had to go over. I don't know if y'all can see that, my order details in Walmart, and I don't know if y'all can see that, but this was you can see it. This was the Mountain Dew that I bought for her birthday because she loves Diet Mountain Dew. I tried to find the zero, but it was out of stock. So it was $3.78. Okay, good. I'm trying to make sure there was nothing on here where y'all could tell it was me, but that's okay. Good. It was $3.78. That's not where we need to go. It was $3.78. So $3.78, you'll see over here on the calculator, it was $3.78 plus 8%, because that is our tax. 8%, so $4.08. So let's call it $5, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, instead of having $10, I'm gonna say this is $5 for the boss's whatever. And what I'm going to do, so it shows, I'm going to transfer to where my cashless envelopes are, because I put it on my credit card and it was with a grocery order through Walmart. So if I put in the extra $5 on my cashless envelope, I'll be able to clear that. Okay, I'll be able to clear that $5 off of there. Success. And we'll see that, well, we should see that $5. It'll be under the pending. I don't know what I'm looking for. There's the $5 that I sent. So now I can go to my log and say that on the second, I moved $5 from a to expense, paid $5 to an expense for my boss's birthday Mountain Dew MD. Okay. Used on credit card, sent to cash envelope money, because on grocery Walmart order. Okay. Okay. So now that if I go back to my budget, it will show that I spent the $5 here, and that way it's cleared out. Okay. So that's basically it. The only thing I paid on debt side was $50 to credit card, of a Discover credit card. I actually did schedule that payment, but because it's Discover, it's not going to show up right away. and we'll clear that on the log when it comes through and we close out this budget. Okay, so I hope all of this is making sense. And at the top, it'll show you like your breakdowns. So your planned in the gray versus actual, and everything is actually, I put a lot more to savings than was planned, which is great, and all that stuff. And you'll see the breakdown for this paycheck is 47% went to saving, 30% went to expenses, and 22% went to bills. So, and that's what it is currently before we close out. And it says we have 133.04 left to spend, which is exactly what it says in the bank, 133.04, which makes me super happy. But we also now need to figure out how much I have left as a buffer. So what I would need to do in that case is take the amount of money, let me get my calculator up, the 133.04, right? And then I'm going to subtract everything that has not hit the actual but has planned. Okay, if that makes sense. So both of these have an actual. Over here, a dollar for Navy Federal does not have an actual. So I'm just going to subtract a dollar from that amount. Um, Mortgage didn't have anything, so it's going to be zero. Water had an actual, so I'm going to subtract $40.18 from this, right? And nothing else minus this buffer. This I had already done it, so just ignore that. And then everything here has an actual except for the B-day lunch. So I'm subtracting $20. Okay. And then this was different, so maybe that buffer is going to be different now. And then everything over here doesn't have an actual because it's zero, but the $50 is supposed to come out of here. So my actual buffer amount is $21.86. So now if I add up everything that hasn't come through, so the dollar plus the 40.18, this making sense, y'all, plus, let me know if y'all can't see. I can always make this bigger. Let me know in the comments if it needs to be bigger. Plus the 21.86 that we think is our buffer, plus $20 that we are assuming we're going to spend on lunch, which I now have to remember to not put on my credit card, to put on this debit card, because these are all the bills account, plus, or I need to move that over to cashless envelopes, 50, which equals 133.04. So technically, we have a zero-based budget. It doesn't say zero anywhere, but because this actually, because this budgeting system actually makes you um, wait and log things as you allocate them out, I can't say it's zero yet, which I kind of like because it makes me have to close this out. When I close out the budget, then we will be at zero. So I'm so glad I figured that out. The fourth time is the charm on this one. And that is our budget for the paycheck of the first paycheck in July. The only thing I think I'm going to have to figure out is what I want to do with like these random expenses that I probably would put on my credit card, like my lunch. Normally I would put that on my credit card. So do I include it here or do I find somewhere else to put it? Like, because technically all the money on here is normally in my checking account that pays the bills. Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense in my head. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Or I'm going to have to, if I know I'm going to have an expense, I might have to move that to like a birthday fund, you know what I mean? And move the thing to a gift fund and things like that. And then when I swipe the card, I would use whatever I allocated out, if that makes sense, and take it out and pay it back from that account. It makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to y'all. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember, in order to be great, you have to be grateful. And I'm super duper grateful for you. It's faith over fear this year, but not just this year, but what? Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever, We did it. We figured it out. Let me know how y'all like it. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's going to force me to be a real time budgeter. It's a little more complicated, but not, you know? All right. Bye. Just hands.